Cool. So yeah, that should be better because now I'm recording at the same quality as the stream itself. So yeah, that'll be much better because now that I'm using up a bunch of extra CPU. And that CPU might have been the difference between it being able to handle the rollbacks and it not being able to. And this isn't going to be too far a thing. It's EU to EU, but yeah. Anyway, I have challenged Meopala. In fact, yeah, so... Going to be playing at Lum versus Grave. Should be a lot of fun. Ooh, there we're seeing the fancy new Grave thing. We've got the tattoo on his chest now. Okay, this is not a strong start for me. I need to get out of the corner. Cool, I'm out. I've got Oki. Okay, I'm far enough away to not be punished for that. Cool. That was neutralable. Oh, it hand caught me as well. Got the chip. So yeah, what we're seeing here is what a lot of the neutral looks like is I'm desperately trying to back off, but occasionally I'm getting bursts of pushing forwards. Meopala as Grave is able to defend against individual dice pretty effectively, as you saw with neutral A. It's hard for me to stop that happening. Ow, I'm dead. Corner pressure, very dangerous. Grave putting Lum in the corner is a dead Lum. Sorry, I was talking to you a moment ago. And so my brain just says, okay, every name I need to say is Dante now. Even though it's clearly Meopala. It says it up in the corner and everything. Okay, will that hit? Yes. And that's a throw. Strike. No, I was yooming anyway. It's fine. Don't ask why I said what I was expecting and then did a different thing. I do not have faith in my predictions. Okay. Okay, that's a great start. Got that micro walk into a neutral lane. Cool. Okay, that's a fast cloud. Good. I judged it correctly. Phew. Oh, you can't really fuzzy a Grave anyway because the neutral is more range than the throw. So if Grave's walking up, then, well, yeah. Then they could walk up a bit longer and then throw, or they could just neutral you. Ow, got anti-ed for that. Quite right too. Took a risk with that, could have been supered. Got the V on the tick throw. Just go for Melon for the chip. They're jumping back, no wind, cool. Got the dice trade. Well worth it. That's not. I shouldn't have meloned there. That was unsafe on block. And now I can just roll. Okay. So that was a lot of stuff that you could see just there. That so much of this matchup is just trying to get that bit of extra space compared to usual. Or stuff like here, there's weird mix-ups at round start that are hard to actually figure out properly. Ow. Oh, I wasn't in range thanks to wind. Wind really screws everything up. Breaks spacings constantly, destroys all your items, gets dice out of position. Wind is very strong. I gave you a cherry. That'll hit, and you won't be in the bomb. Phew, got lucky there. Okay, I'm just going to stand back. As you can see, wind put me right in the corner already. There I was going to super if they took a moment to throw me, which was actually a bad call, because if they take a moment, chances are they're still going to be waiting, because they're calling out jackpot. Ah, meant to do neutral A. That took away a round win. They're winding. Phew, good. I did nothing. That was the right call. Super, very strong. It's a 2 damage reaction option that beats jump-ins and rolls and destroys dice and destroys millilums. And he gets more of it than usual because of cake. There was a very useful trick to have up your sleeve. Ah, the dice went in a different trajectory because the wind stopped. Okay, that would have worked if wind had kept going. But wind stopped at that moment, the dice went a different angle. And so wasn't neutral-able. We're both going to land in the... I'm not landing in the bomb, okay, good. But yeah, what was I saying? Oh yeah, wind destroys mini-lums too. Everything destroys mini-lums. But that doesn't mean mini-lums are weak, it just means they're hard to utilise well. Which is a different concept entirely. I had already landed, thankfully. Okay. So, something you might see a lot of in this is I don't get many chances to corner pressure, but I do get a lot of chances to do pressure sequences like that, despite Grave having the ability to just anti-air my jump-ins, because Lum has the ability to use melons to vary his timing. And that makes it much harder to use neutral A to actually hit him out of the air all the time consistently. Like that, see? It was a trade that I was happy with. Multiple dice can't be neutral aid, because if you do, then one of them will hit you anyway. Oh, sword. I was not expecting sword though. That's a good trick. Lesson learned. Ow. Cool, that was a punish. I wasn't certain on the timing. If I delayed it even slightly too much, that would not have been a punish. I would have been thrown or supered. Either way, not a happy bunny. Just roll. Throw to beat Cloud is a useful trick I only recently started using, because Grave sticks out his hand and then you can throw, because sticking out his hand extends his throw box, so you can throw him from a slightly larger range. Which means if you're wrong, you don't get Yomi'd. Okay, that was not a good trade for me. Okay, I'm sad. I got the throw, so I'm not entirely dead. I didn't pick up the cherry. Oh, I did pick up the cherry in the middle of the Yomi counter. I love that you can still interact with items and projectiles and stuff during that Yomi counter. I wonder if there's any other cases it can come up. Oh dear, this is not good. Oh, I made a mistake there. Yep, that was a confirmed throw. I could not Yomi that. I wasn't trying. Maybe it was going to be mistimed, but I couldn't. I think Cloud would have also won. Okay. Good corner push there. Could have gone for back A there. That would have been better. Back A is a much harder thing to juggle with. Ow. But it leaves them knocked down, whereas forward A resets them. You don't want to reset them. Resetting them means that, well, they're able to contest your items. You want time to toss an item and get that corner pressure going again. So forward A is basically saying, I'm giving you a chance to contest everything I'm doing. Low dice toss. Low dice toss has less recovery than normal dice toss because you land in the middle of it. Rogue Yoshi was the one who figured that one out. Okay, just going to hold back. Ah, and they all missed. Very good play from Meopala there. Unfortunately, I got the right call. A thing that hasn't come up yet, but often does, is if I've got a mini-lum out, and Meopala uses a big cloud to try to destroy it, then I can see that coming and try to roll through. Or jump through. This is not a... Yeah, I'm dead. Okay, that mini-rook is going to do nothing at all. I wasn't in neutral air range. That would have been a great call if I'd been in range for it. Ow. Okay, that's 3 damage. And tried to throw me. Going for the main out of maybe the fireworks won't be coming down too fast, because otherwise that was chip out no matter what. 2 fireworks would be blocked. I would be able to block string into roll. That's 3 chip. I'm dead. Okay, that's a cherry. At least it doesn't mean anything yet. Oh yay, I'm healed. No dice. Okay, yeah, Melon wasn't enough to arrest my movement because it was just too late. Also, Melon moves your hurt box forwards. So even if you just stopped moving forwards right there in midair, even if normally that would mean you avoid the thing, if you're using Melon Toss, you will still be hit. A lot of the time. Like, I can't think of a single time versus Meopala I have successfully used Melon to get out of something like that. Ow, we're going to land on a mini-lum, I think? No. Oh, yes. Cool. And got that chip. And I was rolling at the moment that they tried to cloud. Going well. There's something that you haven't yet got to see to its fullest extent is Meopala's strike-throw mix-ups. Grave, contrary to popular belief, still has extremely strong strike-throw mix-ups. The only difference now is it needs more of a frame trap option after neutral A to stop you from throwing him out of stuff. So, previously, before the Grave nerfs back in the day, Grave could do neutral A into neutral A or throw. Or Cloud. But Cloud wasn't a necessary option because you could just do another neutral A because you were plus. So it was very strong. Throw beat, your throw, Cloud. Okay, I'm going to fall in a bomb, that was bad. Hello! Yeah, so throw would beat your throws, neutral A again would be you doing most stuff other than blocking, which throw also beat. So it was a very strong mix-up. It's not as strong as it was back then. But, Cloud, as a frame trap, ends pressure, but still leaves Grave plus, beats your throw, beats your throw. Or, neutral A again. Thank you? Neutral A again is not much of an option anymore because it's so late. But throw is still an option. It's still a very real thing. There we saw no Cloud coming out because Cloud would mean Grave wasn't walking backwards anymore and the hand would stick out into the Cloud. Okay, so yeah. It's now a cancel into Cloud or do a throw mix-up. And it's painful. Because also, there's do nothing as a Yomi counter to beat your throw, which also works. And that then opens up neutral A itself as a thing that otherwise wouldn't be possible. And that loops. It's risky, but it loops. And so you've got to take this. Grave is easily still viable. Grave has just changed from a very viable, very, very strong all-rounder to a bit less of an all-rounder because he no longer has the type of mix-up a grappler would have. And also versus Lum, this is no longer Lum losing as a position. Grave can no longer just use Big Cloud to loop Lum to death. Which used to be possible, and it was miserable. Because, well, yeah, wind pushes you straight into the corner, you can't help that. And then once you're in the corner, you're dead. It was generally thought to be a worse matchup than the classical opinion on Val versus Slum. Oh, that was a sword I was trying to throw. I wasn't able to jump out of that, it wasn't delayed like I was expecting for some reason. And there is Meopala taking the game. Okay. So I spent lots of that just talking about a single mix-up that we haven't got to see yet. And kind of rambling because I was also being distracted by... Okay, we're seeing it now. Oh, good odd. Okay, I'm going to Yomi. Yeah. That is hard to get out of. It's very low risk for Grave in general. It's a pretty standard strike throw mix-up, apart from the fact it's lower risk than usual. And that lower risk than usual means that Grave just gets more damage out of it, because, yeah. Also, Lum cannot really use Jackpot to get out of these mix-ups, because Grave Super is enough of a threat to completely stop that. It is not a favourable thing to be doing. Maybe do it like 1 in 20 times. I got thrown, that's a cherry for Meopala. Ah, good trick. Thought I had time, but just went for a cloud instead of going for the cherry immediately. Okay, go for dice. I am likely dead. And yeah. Even without that, that would then have been followed up with a super which would chip me out. I was dead. Lum's just throwing your meal, Dante. That's all that's happening. Your meal is real in the game. Huh. The game is real. That was the wrong way around. Normally real things are real, but the game isn't. Oh, that was a nice neutral A. I didn't get the combo. For once, that I actually just lowered my damage output. I went for throw into something else. Not sure what, but that was a counter hit. Could have been blocked. Lum doesn't generally get to punish these throw attempts. Other characters often do, Lum does not. That's bad. Midlum's still alive. No, it's not. I was wrong. Perfect spacing on that cloud. Ow. Got that Yomi. Started Yomi at the perfect time. Just roll into roll. Oh yeah, Grave looks... Well, he's just... The colours just have much better contrast to them. And much better highlights. Plus, Selen was right. The chest tattoo looks so cool. Oh, his hair's the same colour and shape it always has been, I think. It's just that now you see more variation in it, so the hair has depth and looks more like hair. Which is nice. Because it didn't look that bad before, but it was a bit muddier. That was not a good position for me. I shouldn't have rolled there. Should have gone for dice. Wind summon. While that's happening, I'll do a low dice. Didn't get to combo. That's fine. That happens. Okay, got the mini lump there. That's going to fall. Okay, nearly got meter. Didn't get the trade. Okay, that mini lump's dead. That was guaranteed chip either way. Makes sense to go for something. Okay, in chip out range. Cool. Gonna roll. Okay, good. I can trade with that. Thanks. I mean, it's just my voice. Yeah, it wasn't guaranteed chip. It was just... It seemed like good odds for it, unless they went for the thing they went for and I fell for it. Take the opportunity. Oh, that came out before. There, my neutral came out first that time. Phew, I didn't block it. I should have gone for the jump, really. Yeah, item toss round start is always risky. Lots of Graves options beat it. Okay, this is not a good spot. I'm dead. Okay, good. Luckily, Grave doesn't really get to hit confirm that. It is way too fast to hit confirm as far as I'm aware. Round start, walk up throw. Always a scary thing to make use of, but does generally hugely force an opponent to play very differently. That takes out... Oh, I wasn't hit by it. I was expecting to be hit by it. I was not ready to not be hit by it. That was superable. I got lucky. Okay, I'm falling in the bomb. This is dead. You never want to misjudge that. Never misjudge the bomb countdown. Misjudged the bomb block style instead. Trade. Not a good one for me. Good call from Meopala there. Okay, that hits. And I was Yomiing. Yeah, I do like Lum. Sorry, I missed that message before. Lum is my favourite character in the game. I have so much fun with him. Okay, Meopala has meter. Now I can no longer go for jumps like that very often. That was neutral-able, but I think Meopala was scared of another wind instant happening. That was very telegraphed. Going for a strike wasn't an option, because that would trade with the firework. But I did fall for it before. Ow. Okay, phew, the mini lump survived, so it was a trade. 1 damage apiece, cost both of us meter. You go for wind, I go for dice. Haha! Always lovely when that happens. Wind caused that trade. Treacherous wind. Okay, cherry is good. Is gone, so I can item toss. Good. Get the dice out. Okay, that won't hit. Unless I do that. I think what that is someone has gone outside. So one of the dogs got sad. So the other dog started barking at the sad dog for being loud. And so now the dogs are making noises at each other. Oh, but the feedback loop has ended. As has the game. Okay, good. That was the proper call out for me doing an item toss there. Oh yeah, Meopala is fantastic. Easily one of the best Graves out there. Like, see, Chavez is often seen as one of the best Graves. As probably the best Grave. And Meopala does stuff C. Chavez doesn't. C. Chavez also does stuff Meopala doesn't. They both have stuff they could learn from each other. But the point being, they are very comparable in skill. I get that cherry. And I managed to punish that neutral A. Nice. That was a neutral A on prediction. It wasn't on reaction. Low dice. Just to optimise for that time. Get an item toss out. See? Haha! You thought the wind was... No, I'm not going to make that joke. I already made that joke. It's too late. It was entirely because of the weird laugh I did. Didn't have time to go for that. Could have supered. That was a big risk from me. I'm going to do a jackpot here. Couldn't get that cherry. The cloud was active. Yeah, this is an unusual matchup in one major regard. Lum doesn't get much Oki. Graves' 2 reversals are enough to negate it enough that the few times you actually get opportunities to go for it, you don't loop it as heavily. Oh, proper low dice there. Happy with that. Didn't end up being needed, so that was more waste of meter, but still. Okay, I got the throw out. Got that shit. Ah, I didn't combo. Therefore, they're stuck blocking. Oh, they weren't stuck blocking. I was wrong. No. Yeah, wind is the thing that changes this matchup from probably a bit of Lum favour thanks to dice to notable Grave favour in general. At least before the Grave nerfs ages ago, that was the case. I'm still not entirely sure how to judge it. I'd say it's probably like 6-4 in Grave's favour, but I'm not certain at all. It suffers from the usual Lum problem of it's very explosive, so it kind of prevents any analytic methods of judging who's favoured. Cool. Cloud there was a big risk, and unfortunately I was in the middle of being a reset as it went by, so it just didn't do anything. That catches me. I should not have gone for a cartwheel there, that was silly of me. You're going to go for wind as soon as you can. Okay, but you're... There we go. Oh, damn it. Oh, cartwheel is a great move, it's just also very bad. Yeah. It's very bad in so many places, but also very, very good in a lot of places. Oh, the cake's still there. Got the combo though. The coin combo. Always feels good to get that one to work. Ah, I was about to change that so it would actually win, but they caught it first. And I can block? No, I can't. Okay, cool. Got the anti-air dice. Unfortunately, didn't get to combo with all of them. Sometimes they juggle like that, which is always lovely. The longer a dice stays out, the better. That is a little-known Lum thing. Well, it's not little-known, it's something people often don't realise. You don't want your dice to hit. If possible, what you want is for it to repeatedly go over their head and bounce back, so that you can then use it again. Because that just means you get more items out. Ow. That was misplayed because I was looking at the dice. I didn't push the button. Okay. I was hoping. Yeah, I didn't. That's a hard spot to get out of. 1 health versus Grave Oki in the corner. I genuinely don't know if I have an out there. I definitely don't if Grave has a meter. Ow. Okay, I'm gonna go for Wake Up Jackpot. See? That was a case of it being actually called out, though. That wasn't just Jackpot being slightly bad in this matchup, that was an active call-out. It's just Grave isn't hugely disincentivized from going for those call-outs. He doesn't need to have meaties. Okay, back jump into the corner is always fun. Okay, I'm dead. These supers are tough to deal with. That was a different arc from the jump A arc, and so tricked the anti-air. Okay, that'll hit. I didn't! Let's go for Jackpot, I'll be clouded. I was saved. Oh, that was embarrassing. I should have gone through with it. The big cloud was killed by a mini lun, so I was safe. Should have just gone with the jump A. And that was death. Wasn't quite in range. Oh, they get the cherry. I'm not going to fall in this cloud. I did. I am misjudging a lot. That was a good trade for me. I don't think I was wrong again, but it was a trade. Haha! Saw the tick throw coming. Just gonna keep holding back. I'm happy to give up ground if it means I get to live. And then I got lucky. I get hit for that. Minilum saves me. Trade. Those fireworks weren't real because I was hit out of the out of actually summoning them. And dice out, I win.
Round 5.
See, that was a case of Melon messing with the jump arc so that the anti-air didn't work at all. Super. But unfortunately, too early. Okay, I'm stuck blocking. Okay, damn, it was a slow cloud. Just gonna get out of the corner. And back in I go. And I'm dead.
Round 6. Fight.
Okay. Oh, using my tricks against me. Haha, it wasn't meaty. It was very delayed. Oh, that was meaty. I was hoping it wasn't. I'm dead.
You lose.
Okay. One thing you'll be noticing is Meopala does not jump forwards over bombs. Or out of bombs, rather. And that is specifically because I always call that out. Lum is able to neutrally to beat that every time. Haha! I love dice juggles. It's just so satisfying, it's the sound. I'm hit out of that. Wasn't a cinematic hit, thankfully, but it very easily could have been. So I got lucky. Win summon means dice throw. Oh, a natural throw there, okay. Using jump A to destroy the dice, that's a good move, and I'm dead.
Perfect. Round 3. Fight. Take that.
Yay, combo! Clouds are so good for those. If you're going to get an air to air, you want a cloud out. Ah, didn't push any buttons in the air, so I had time to land in super. Okay, throw. No. But I got the cherry at least. And I'm dead. 2 health is not a nice bit of health, amount of health to be at. Versus Grave. Okay, 3 combo and can't to go forwards. Cool. And I am not pushing the button, but I still take the chip. But I got the combo. I was just barely in range for that. Slightly further out, and I would have, and the neutral A wouldn't have comboed, and even if it did, the B wouldn't have comboed. The roll would have failed entirely. Pretty rude to be taking those cherries there. And I'm dead. Wind pushes you forwards. And I had a melon out, so I had an extended hurt box.
Round 6. Fight. Perfect. You lose. Round 1. Fight.
Okay. So yeah, neutral A works every time there. That was very reactable. Wind to get out of the corner. Because, yeah, Grave does not want to be in the corner versus Lum because no one wants to be in the corner versus Lum. But Grave is very good at not being in the corner, unlike most characters in this game. Grave's Wind just is a no, I'm not going into the corner, no thank you button. And I get Yomi, but there's a minion Lum there for a force block, so no Oki. Ah, that was a good response. Mini Lums are useful, but they don't just solve every problem for you. When in that situation. Yay, 4 damage. Oh, I landed on it. And I'm dead.
Round 3. Fight.
Small cloud, I'm sad. Okay. And the mini rook is once again proving useless, and the shadow disappeared, so the mini rook's gone.
Round 4. Fight.
Can you stop throwing me, please? Thank you.
Perfect.
Of course, I then Yomi'd every single thing.
Lose.
As soon as I said that.
Round 1.
Okay. Mistimed that throw. Got time for this. Okay. They're scared because they're in chip out range. The Cloud still, they can't be. Oh, they could Cloud. But that was anti-airable. Numb neutral A is very strong as an anti-air. It requires very particular timing to make it work, but once you got that timing down, yeah, it's a very strong anti-air. It's a problem of knowledge, not utility. And it not being very lenient on prediction. But luckily most places you want to use on prediction are very particular timings anyway. And just chip out. Most items give a confirmed chip out if they are going to collide on Oki. That was too meaty, so I aimbot for it entirely. Just back off. Oh. I'm falling on that. I back jumped when I meant to neutral jump.
Round 4. Fight.
Okay, get dice out quickly while I can. Well, I was way closer than I'm actually meant to be able to do that, so I got punished for it. Coin! You are my best friend. Good timing, Meopala. Good timing.
Round 5. Fight.
And that's a call out. Sometimes I get to do that. That didn't trade like I was hoping. And there was no out for me there. Unfortunately, I should have forced Meopala to do something that required meter. Reactively required meter. But I don't think there was anything I could do for that. Okay, this dice is useless at range. Not at range anymore. There. Wait, do you get hit by the bomb? Yes. Nice. 2 dice so you can't neutral A them. Okay, wasted wind. Cool. That was a risky roll. Lots of alliteration today. Relatively low dice. Simultaneous dice, so that worked. Cool. And that's chip out. Or mini run out. That works too. And meter in time. Judge that correctly. Nice. See? Can't jump out of that bomb. I can see the jump is happening and react in time to neutralize it. Of course, it is entirely possible for Grave to super there. And that works. There is nothing I can do about that. I can't judge that from reaction. That is a very useful place to have Grave's air super. It's a strong parry. It's 2 damage. Wind out. And I'm dead. On the bright side, Meopala had to use both meters there. Both wind meter and super meter. I only used 1 meter, but I already got 1 meter, but still. Okay, Melon, that's 1 damage anyway. Low dice, you shouldn't be able to do anything about that. You can. Okay. Grave cannot use his parry super against items, thankfully. That would be ridiculously strong. Satsuki can, she just doesn't want to. Because if it fails, that's very bad. Oh, that was unfortunate. Experimenting with ways to destroy mini-lums. Didn't work out. And my neutral A whiffed. I was out of range. Still, 2 jump-ins is 6 damage. That's more than... Well, that's exactly enough to kill a Grave. Unless that Grave has picked up a cherry in that time. Okay, Firework's still coming down. Hey, cherries. Cherries are lovely, but they are frustrating sometimes. Ow. You can see me just starting the throw animation there. And I'm dead. If I jumped slightly later, I could have used that mini-lum to use a jump A there. But I hadn't jumped later. I had jumped when I jumped. Good Yomi counter there. I was going for a tick though. Okay, you're falling on a mini-lum. No, you're not. Trade, but not in my favour. And I was dead. That was confirmed. Not sure how I could have got out of it. That is the sort of thing Grave used to do very easily all the time. Now we can only do it sometimes, and I'm so happy for that. I don't know why I went for an item toss when I could have just gone for chip out. But it worked out in the end. Okay, I'm thinking an hour is probably a good length to have this go for, so that'll be 10 more minutes. So if I win too, that'd mean it would be a first to 10 in that time probably. Because I'm guessing, yeah, that looks about right for that. But I doubt I will. This has been pretty even. Okay, just go for item toss into forward A, as I've got 2 against everyone but Rook. Thank you, Wind, for moving that cloud. Or the Wind's absence for no longer pushing against the cloud. I'm dead. I get the cherry. I don't need the cherry, but I get it. Okay, trade. That was a good trade for Meopala. Also cleared out some shit. I get thrown. This is bad. And I'm dead. What was I saying about it being even as I immediately go into an 0 for 3 game? I wasn't able to jump out. I'm dead. I'm not dead. I got out. Now I'm dead. That was 100% confirmed. There was no way out of that for me.
You lose. Round 1. Fight.
Ow. Oh. And then I hesitated. Good job me. That was not a good trade. Meter means that's just death no matter what. Grave gets so much confirmed stuff versus Lum. Didn't get the main knife in time to block that. Okay. Someday I'll actually use that and manage to get past before the super can come out. Someday. Haha.
Round 3. Fight.
Okay, so Cloud one is on its way, but I get to block it. My words are getting confused now. Ow. That's another dice gone. No, I'm dead.
Perfect. Round 4. Fight.
2 damage, always nice. The jumping, but it wasn't the wrong range to be able to actually combo off it, even with a micro walk. You get that cherry, you throw me, I'm gonna get thrown again. Okay, I was wrong. I managed to survive somehow. Always nice when that happens. Ow. Okay, super. I always try that and it never works. Why do I keep trying it? Yay for counter hit, letting me completely react in time. I'm dead. I'm not dead! And that was chip out. I can't believe that whiffed. How did that whiff? Yeah, even with that 3 damage punish in quotation marks on the sword. I mean, I guess it is technically a punish. I just didn't have agency in the punish. There's no wind. Not sure what that jump was for, honestly. Ow. And I'm dead.
You lose. Round 1. Fight.
That was not a good round. Well, it was a good round. It was not...
Round 2.
It was not a round where I won. It was a round where Meopala played well. It was not a round where I misplayed. But it was not a round that went well.
Roll the dice. Items. Here you go. Summon. Take that.
Some of you thought that was a big cloud so I could walk forwards. It wasn't. And luckily I went for neutral A with that. Any other button to hit those dice and I would have been caught out by that super. It was a good call out.
Take that. Whoa. Here you go. Have a melon.
That was a trade. I'm dead. I'm not dead. That's just the thing I instinctively say whenever I know I'm confirmed to immediately be punched for something.
Round 4. Fight.
Surprise!
Roll the dice.
Okay, there's super. Didn't cinematic hit. Could have been a cinematic. But all the dice have gone anyway. I'm just forced to block there.
Roll the dice.
Good chance to get dice out.
What's this?
I didn't get the combo. That could have been a lost round for me right there twice. And I misjudged the cloud position. That hurts. That hurts. That's laughing, don't worry. Mini Rook, that's going to be a pain for Ivy tossing. Out, misjudged. Wind is out. And I'm dead.
You lose.
And with that, it is 5 PM. We have been going for an hour, so I will go until one of us hits 10, because that's very near happened. That is at most 2 games away. And making the first to 10 is neater. The good old 2 jump in rule. If you can get 2 jump ins, you win no matter what. Discarding, ignoring cherries.
Roll the dice. Look at this.
That was sad. And also just unfortunate stuff happened there.
3. Roll the dice.
If you're all the way back there, I can get this out. That neutral A was a big risk.
Round 4. Fight. Surprise! Catch! Win summon! Items? Melon! Roll the dice! What's this? Splat! Items?
That cherry's gone.
Win summon!
That cherry was not good. Okay, that's a false block. I can get dice out. And frame trap roll. That was a big risk on my part. Could have supered. I have a chance to super there. I need to use that more. Ah, that was unfortunate. Okay, you're meter up. Don't have wind meter though. I have a firework coming down. Now you have wind meter. Yeah, that was confirmed death. I had no way out. As soon as I blocked that, and for a while that was unblockable. Oh, not unblockable. Undodgeable. Thank you, Mini Lump, for he's making that less bad. And that wind was a big risk. Trying to call out me doing nothing, but I could react. I could punish it on reaction. Not even punish it, beat it. So this is the last game.
Round one. Fight.
Unfortunately, I didn't get that cherry, but also they got it before they actually took damage. So it was a nothing cherry. And I'm sad about that. Yeah, that's one of the difficulties of this matchup, which is Grave tends to pick up the cherries. Unless you toss them right before wind happens. It's probably Grave's cherry, because of the way the spacing works out.
Roll the dice. Here's your melon. What? What's this?
That's painful.
Take that. Roll the dice.
Got dice out, they've got wind up. And chip out. Or I get meter from it, I'm happy with that.
Round three. Fight. Items? What?
When summons, I use dice. I didn't jump out in time, I shouldn't have gone for that. And that was chip out. Probably could have supered my hand for it, but not on reaction. That was entirely a prediction. Big risk to take. Wind. Super. I messed up my meaty throw.
Round five. Fight.
Low dice. And that's, yeah, I'm on 1 health. I didn't manage to force them to use up wind on me, which would have been something. Okay, they are at match point. Okay, bomb that. That whiffs. Oh no.
What's this? Look at this.
Oh, that was a mistake. Phew. That was very close. Match point each. Hopefully I can take this. They've got a meter but not a wind meter. I don't have super meter. Cinematic, but mini lump there, so at least they don't get Oki. Please don't land on it. Yay. No! That was nice! Okay, I'm dead. I should not have done that. Very well played from Meopala. Ugh. So yeah, that was the stream. Thank you, Meopala, for doing this with me. I don't know if you're in chat, but I will also say it on Discord immediately after the stream. Thank you, everyone who watched. So this was mostly an educational thing. I will see if I can get someone to put this up on their YouTube. And yeah, hope this was a fun watch. It was suddenly fun to play. Goodbye! Where's the...